You didn't arrive here by chance. In this moment, as you listen to these words, your soul is seeking something deeper, something that explains why your life unfolds the way it does, why some people seem blessed while others struggle, why kindness sometimes feels unrewarded and cruelty appears to go unpunished. But what if I told you that every single action you take, every word you speak, every thought you harbor is quietly shaping your destiny? What if the universe operates on a perfect system, so precise, so just, that nothing, absolutely nothing, goes unnoticed? If you're ready to discover the ancient secret that has guided millions toward peace and prosperity, then subscribe to Whispers of Dharma right now, because what you're about to hear will forever change how you see your life. Let me tell you about Maya. Maya grew up in a small village in northern India, where her family ran a modest tea shop. Every morning before dawn, she would help her grandmother prepare fresh chai for the workers heading to the nearby factory. Maya's grandmother had a peculiar habit. Whenever a customer couldn't afford to pay, she would simply smile and say, "Take what you need, dear one. The universe keeps perfect accounts." Young Maya would protest, "Grandmother, we need the money. Why do you give away our tea for free?" Her grandmother would gently touch Maya's face and whisper, "Child, what we give with love always returns to us multiplied, but what we withhold in selfishness creates scarcity in our own lives." Maya thought her grandmother was foolish. One day, a wealthy businessman named Raj came to their village to inspect the factory. His expensive car broke down right outside their tea shop. He was angry, shouting at his driver, demanding they fix the car immediately. Maya's grandmother approached him with a warm cup of chai. "Sir, please rest while your car is repaired. This will calm your spirit." Raj looked at this simple old woman with contempt. "I don't have time for your cheap tea, and I'm not paying for something I didn't order." The grandmother smiled peacefully. "There is no charge, sir. Sometimes we all need kindness when we're frustrated." Raj knocked the cup from her hands, spilling the hot tea on her sari. "Don't touch me with your dirty hands," he sneered. "People like you should know your place." Maya watched in shock as her grandmother simply bent down to clean up the mess, still smiling with compassion. Years passed. Maya followed her grandmother's teachings, always giving freely, helping others, even when she had little herself. When her grandmother passed away, Maya inherited the small tea shop and continued the tradition of generosity. She gave free meals to hungry children. She offered shelter to travelers with no money. She shared her profits with families in need. Many people called her foolish, just as they had called her grandmother. "You'll end up poor," they warned. "Business is about profit, not charity." But something miraculous began to happen. Word spread about Maya's kindness. People traveled from distant villages just to experience the love in her tea shop. Customers started paying more than asked, insisting she accept extra money for her generosity. A famous chef discovered her chai recipe and offered to partner with her to open tea shops across the country. Within 5 years, Maya had become one of the wealthiest women in the region. But the story doesn't end there. Remember Raj, the cruel businessman? His factory had been built on illegal land, using bribes and corruption. Workers were treated like slaves, paid barely enough to survive. Raj believed his wealth made him untouchable. He accumulated money through deception, never caring about the lives he destroyed. But the universe was quietly preparing his lessons. First, a workers' revolt exposed his illegal practices. Government investigations followed, his assets were frozen, his business partners abandoned him. Within 3 years, Raj lost everything. His mansion was seized, his cars were repossessed, his wife left him. His children refused to speak to him. He found himself alone, living in a small room, surviving on scraps of food. One evening, Desperate and hungry, he wandered into Maya's original tea shop, now run by her nephew. He didn't recognize the place. He only knew he needed food and had no money to pay. With trembling hands, he approached the counter. "Please," he whispered, "I haven't eaten in 2 days. Could you spare some bread?" Maya's nephew looked at this broken man and without hesitation placed a full meal before him. "Eat as much as you need, sir. The universe keeps perfect accounts." Raj began to weep. In that moment, he remembered the old woman whose tea he had spilled in arrogance. He remembered her smile of compassion, even as he humiliated her. And now, her family was feeding him in his darkest hour. The circle was complete. This story illuminates one of the Buddha's most profound teachings, the law of karma. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha states, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought. If you speak or act with an evil thought, pain follows you. If you speak or act with a pure thought, happiness follows you, like a shadow that never leaves." But karma is not merely punishment or reward. It is the universe's way of teaching us the interconnectedness of all existence. When Maya gave freely, she wasn't just helping individuals. She was planting seeds of compassion that would bloom in countless ways. Her generosity created ripples that touched lives she would never know. When Raj acted with cruelty, he wasn't just hurting others, he was creating patterns of negativity that would inevitably return to him. His selfishness built walls that eventually imprisoned his own heart. The Buddha taught us about dependent origination, the truth that everything arises in relationship. Your happiness depends on the happiness of others. Your peace depends on the peace you create. Your abundance depends on the abundance you share. This is why the Tibetan masters say, if you want to be happy, practice compassion. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. But here's the deeper truth that most people miss. Karma isn't just about major actions. It's woven into every moment of your existence. The smile you give to a stranger, the patience you show in traffic, the forgiveness you offer to someone who hurt you, the grateful thought you hold for your blessings. All of these create invisible threads that weave the fabric of your future. Even your thoughts carry karmic weight. When you think with love, you attract loving experiences. When you think with fear, you magnetize fearful situations. This is why mindfulness is so crucial. Every moment is an opportunity to plant seeds of joy or suffering. But here's what troubles many seekers. Sometimes good people suffer, while cruel people seem to prosper. How do we reconcile this with karmic law? The Buddha explained that karma operates across multiple lifetimes. What you're experiencing now may be the result of actions from long ago, and what you're creating now is shaping your distant future. But even within this lifetime, we often can't see the full picture. That wealthy person who seems cruel may be carrying deep inner suffering. Their outer success might be hollow, their relationships empty. That poor person who remains kind may be rich in ways that matter most, surrounded by love, filled with peace. True karma isn't always visible in material circumstances. Sometimes the greatest riches are inner transformation and spiritual growth. When we understand this, we stop judging appearances. We focus on what we can control, our own thoughts, words, and actions. Here's a question for deep reflection. What seeds are you planting today in the garden of your future? As we reach the end of our journey together, let this truth settle into your heart. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a creator of destiny. Every moment offers you the choice to plant seeds of love or fear, compassion or judgment, generosity or selfishness. The universe is listening. The universe is responding. The universe is perfectly fair. Maya's grandmother understood this secret. She lived knowing that every act of kindness was an investment in a beautiful future, not just for herself, This is the true meaning of enlightenment, recognizing that we are all connected. When you lift someone else up, you rise with them. When you create suffering for others, you diminish your own light. So I ask you, what kind of world are you creating with your daily choices? How will you use this ancient wisdom to transform not just your own life, but the lives of everyone around you? And, most importantly, what act of kindness will you perform today, knowing that it will return to you, multiplied beyond measure? If this message has touched your heart, please subscribe to Whispers of Dharma. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Save it for those moments when you need reminding of your true power. Together, we can create ripples of compassion that heal our world. Remember, what you give will always come back. Choose wisely, give freely, love deeply. The universe is ready to surprise you with the abundance you deserve.